Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Rogula. Today is Tuesday, April 28th. Yesterday was Monday, and hopefully you saw Mrs. Friedman's video. And tomorrow will be Wednesday, and you'll see Mrs. Friedman again. I know that yesterday Mrs. Friedman started talking about spring and planting and things that are growing outside now because our weather's getting nice, and grass. She planted some grass seed, and I think she planted some cilantro. So we're going to talk some more about that today. We're going to talk about what is a plant. We're going to talk about the life cycle of plants. We're going to do some songs, and we're going to read a story. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's see who's here first today. I'm going to sing one of our songs and hold up your name. I want to have you shout your name really loud when you see your name. And if you can read or recognize your friend's name, say their names too. Let's start. I'm so glad that Kieran's here today. Hey, I'm so glad that Sam D came to play. Hey, I'm so glad that Madeline's here today. So hip, hip, and hip, hip, hooray! I'm so glad Savannah's here today. Hey, I'm so glad that Annabelle came to play. Hey, I'm so glad Sam Murphy's here today. So hip, hip, and hip, hip, hooray! I'm so glad that Bear is here today. Hey, I'm so glad that Theo came to play. Hey, I'm so glad that Petey's here today. So hip, hip, and hip, hip, hooray! I'm so glad that Isabel's here today. Hey, I'm so glad that Braxton came to play. Hey, I'm so glad that Kellen's here today. So hip, hip, and hip, hip, hooray! I'm so glad that NJ came today. Hey, I'm so glad that Johnny came to play. Hey, I'm so glad that Henry's here today. So hip, hip, and hip, hip, hooray! I'm so glad that Ella's here today. Hey, I'm so glad Mrs. Rogula's here to play. Hey, I'm so glad that we're all here today. So hip, hip, and hip, hip, hooray! Okay, boys and girls, I have a little song about our growing flowers. Try to sing along with me. 5 little flowers growing in this place. I cut one down and put it in a vase. Now how many do I have? 4 growing flowers growing in this place. I cut one down and put it in a vase. Now how many do I have? 3 growing flowers growing in this place. I cut one down and put it in the vase. Now how many do I have? 2 growing flowers growing in this place. I cut one down. That one doesn't want to be cut. And put it in the vase. And now how many? 1 growing flower growing in this place. I cut it down and put it in the vase. No more flowers growing in this place. I'll plant some seeds in their space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, boys and girls, we're talking about plants and growing things today. What are plants? Can you tell me? Just shout it out. What are some things that you think are plants? I bet I'd be hearing a lot of answers. Let's see what are plants. Trees. All those beautiful trees. Those are all plants. What else are plants? Did any of you say flowers? Some of the flowers are starting to come up now. Flowers are plants. What else is starting to green up in our yards? Grass is a plant. All that nice grass. What else? Something that we eat are plants. Vegetables are plants, right? Things that we can eat. And we have to decide what makes a plant grow. Those little seeds that Mrs. Friedman planted yesterday in the dirt, what are they going to need to grow? Probably the dirt that she planted them in. What else? Did anybody say water? We need some rain, or since they're inside at her house, she's going to water them in her house. They need some sunlight and some warmth. Let's see if you can tell me what would make a plant grow, and then I'm going to show you some things that probably would not make a plant grow. You tell me, I'm going to show you. Let's see, and I have here, this says yes, it will help the plant grow, or no, it won't help the plant grow. Let's see what we have here. Soil or dirt. Yes, that helps the plant grow, or no, that doesn't help the plant grow. I think I hear everybody saying yes. I'm going to put it here under the yes. Soda or pop that we drink. Would that make a plant grow? Yes or no? No, soda would not be good for a plant. It needs something else to drink. We'll get to that. What about bees? Do bees help a plant grow? If you said yes, you're right. Do you know how the bees help the plant grow? They fly from flower to flower, and it's called pollination. They spread the pollen, and that helps the plant grow. So the bees actually do help the plant grow. What about ice cream? Does ice cream help a plant grow? It's yummy, but no, ice cream doesn't help a plant grow. What about water? It's water in a watering can. Does water help a plant grow? Yes, much better than soda. Water helps a plant grow. What about sunshine? What about sunshine? Do we need sunshine to help a plant grow? What do you think? I think I heard some people saying yes. Sunshine helps a plant to grow. What about a bone? Does a bone help a plant to grow? No, my dog likes bones, but it does not help a plant to grow. What about air? Does air help a plant to grow? Air does help a plant to grow. Nice, clean air helps a plant to grow. And what about some rain? Rain helps a plant to grow, doesn't it? I think I heard that. Rain helps a plant to grow. What about pizza? Does pizza help a plant to grow? No, that's silly. Pizza doesn't help a plant to grow. It's yummy, but it does not help a plant to grow. What about milk? Does milk help a plant to grow? Milk helps you to grow, but it does not help a plant to grow. No. And what about a cookie? Does a cookie help a plant to grow? No. It's yummy and it goes well with the milk, but it does not help a plant to grow. So let's look at the things we need to help our plants to grow. We need good soil. We need bees to spread the pollen. We need water and sunshine and air and some rain. all of those things will help our plants grow. And we'll keep checking in on our plants at Mrs. Friedman's house and see how they're growing. And I'm sure she's giving them all of these things. Maybe not the bees, but I think they'll be okay. All right. Okay, boys and girls, let's talk about the parts of a flower. What are the parts that we see? Well, what's the first part? What's the first thing we need in order for a flower to grow? We need the seed. I cut out a little piece of felt, and that's going to be our seed. And then from that seed, we get some, and this is all happening under the ground, we get some roots, right? So some roots grow from the seed. And then what grows from those roots? We get a stem. Right, so we get a stem and a leaf, right? And then the very last thing to happen is our flower. So the parts of our plant are the seed. We start with that teeny tiny seed, and then we water it and give it sunlight, and then the roots start to grow up out of the earth, and a stem grows from the roots, and a leaf, and then the last thing that we get, if it's a flower, we will get our nice flower. Can you tell me the parts of a plant? Let's do it. I'm going to point and you just say it. What's this? Seed. And then what's this? The roots. And what's this? The stem. And what's this? Our leaf. And then we get the flower. Nice job, boys and girls. Those are the parts of a plant. Okay, boys and girls, now we're going to talk about the life cycle of the flower. And that means from the time we first plant that seed in the dirt, the next step is when it starts to sprout. And the next step is when it starts to bloom. And then the next step is when that plant or flower drops its seeds to make new plants and flowers. And their seeds go into the dirt and start to grow and bloom and drop new seeds. So it's like a big circle. So I have a song to help us remember the different stages of the life cycle of a flower, and I hope you'll sing it with me. I have a card to show you what happens first, and the tune is to the Wheels on the Bus, and I think you all know that one. So our first stage is the little seed goes in the ground. You see that? That's a cute kid planting a seed. Are you ready? The little seed goes in the ground, in the ground, in the ground. The little seed goes in the ground, underneath the dirt. The next stage is when our roots and our stem begin to grow. Ready? The roots and stem begin to grow, begin to grow, begin to grow. The roots and stem begin to grow, reaching for the sky. The next step is our flower bud starts to bloom. Start to see things blooming. The flower bud is starting to bloom, starting to bloom, starting to bloom. The flower bud is starting to bloom. Here come the bees. Sometimes we don't like bees around us, but the plants like them because they carry that good pollen to the other flowers. And now it's the flower's job is to make the seeds. So new seeds for new plants. Ready? The flower's job's to make new seeds, make new seeds, make new seeds. The flower's job is to make new seeds so more flowers can grow. And then our cycle starts over. Let's do it one more time. The little seed goes in the ground, in the ground, in the ground. The little seed goes in the ground, underneath the dirt. The roots and stem begin to grow, begin to grow, begin to grow. The roots and stem begin to grow and reach towards the sky. The flower bud is starting to bloom, starting to bloom, starting to bloom. The flower bud is starting to bloom. And here come the bees. The flower's job is to make new seeds, make new seeds, make new seeds. The flower's job is to make new seeds, so more flowers can grow. And then we start all over again with planting those seeds. Boys and girls, thank you for singing that song. I'm going to send home this little worksheet to your parents so you can put the life cycle of a plant or flower in here. You can color it, and you can see here, here's the seed. Here are the roots. Here's the stem and the leaves starting to grow. And here's the whole plant. So you can put that in order. You can see how it kind of keeps going in a circle, and have mom or dad help you, and you can see the different stages of the life cycle of a plant. This is optional, of course. Okay, boys and girls, I know that Mrs. Friedman told you yesterday about show and tell, and so I'm going to announce 2 more people who get to do show and tell this Friday at our live Zoom. These people get to find something in their house that they would like to show us on the Zoom and tell us what it is, why it's special to you, and anything else you'd like to tell us about your special show and tell object. So the 2 people that I am announcing today that will share a show and tell on Friday are Isabel and Elle. Isabel and Elle, get ready with your show and tell items. We'll see you on Friday at the Zoom. Okay, boys and girls, the story we're going to read today is called And Then It Is Spring. We've been talking about planting and things growing. I think you're going to like this story. It's written by Julie Fagliano, and the pictures are by Aaron E. Stead. And then it is spring. First you have brown. All around you have brown. See how the ground is all brown. The tree is brown, no leaves on the tree. The fields are brown. Then there are seeds. And what's he doing? He's putting the seed in the ground. And a wish for rain. It's sunny, but what else do seeds need to grow? They need rain. And then it rains. They need that nice water. And it looks like he's planted carrots and sunflowers and tomatoes so far. And it is still brown, but a hopeful, very possible sort of brown. Nothing's happened yet. He's checking on them all the time. And is that a little green? He's getting really close with his magnifying glass. No, it's just brown. Sort of brown. Then it is a week. Looks like maybe he's planting some more seeds. And you worry about those little seeds. Nothing's happening yet. And if maybe it was the birds. Sometimes birds come and eat the seeds out of the ground. They like that for food. Or maybe it was the bears and all that stomping, because bears can't read signs that say things like, please do not stomp here. There are seeds and they are trying. think the bears were stomping on the seeds. And then it is one more week. And the brown, still brown, has a greenish hum that you can only hear if you put your ear to the ground and close your eyes. Look at, these are all the tunnels under the earth. The mice have dug some tunnels. That's a chipmunk that's dug some tunnels. What else digs tunnels under the ground? Here are some ants that have their tunnels under the ground. You see this? What's that? Worms. Worms also have tunnels under the ground. All this activity is going on under the ground. And then it is one more week. Time to hang the swing. And a sunny day. And a sunny day that happens right after that rainy day. Oh, that's good. All that water and then the warm sunshine. What do you think is going to happen? And you walk outside to check on all that brown. But the brown isn't around, and now you have green. All around you have green. Everything has turned green. The birds are out, and look, all his little plantings have started to sprout and grow. The end. And I bet if you look out your window, you see some green. The grass is turning green. The leaves are starting to come out of the trees. The plants are coming up from the ground and the flowers. And we'll have to check on Mrs. Friedman's pots. She planted some seeds yesterday, and we'll be checking on them every day. But remember, it takes a little bit of time. I hope you guys have a great day today. Mrs. Friedman will be back with a video tomorrow. I'll be back with a video on Thursday, and we'll see you all on Friday at our live Zoom. Have a great day.